Hey fibre friends, welcome to episode 1 of my new YouTube knitting crochet vlog. My name's Emma, also known as Wander and Create with Emma on all the socials. I have been a knitter and crocheter for probably 10 years now. Obsessed with both. In the last year or so I've also been designing my own patterns. I design both knit and crochet patterns, only one crochet pattern so far, but more to come this year. I'm currently living in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I've been living here with my partner James for about 5 years now, but as you can probably hear from my accent, I am not from here, I am from the UK. But yeah, we've been living here for the past 5 years and been doing lots of travelling. Last year we packed up our lives here and quit our jobs to do a whole year of travel, which was completely amazing. We went all the way around the world. If you want to see more about that, you can head over to my partner James's channel. He's Winging It Travel podcast. I'll put a thing here so you can see lots more about that. As I'm a knitter and crocheter who likes to travel a lot, I love to be able to do projects that I can take with me on the road while I'm travelling, whether that's on a plane or in a car. So the patterns that I design are intended to be either small projects that can easily fit in any size bag, so you can take with it wherever you go, or they're kind of simple, either in construction or in pattern design, so you can pick up and put down with ease wherever you go, whether you have like 1 minute while you're waiting to pick up your kids from school, or you have an 8-hour plane journey that you don't want to be looking down too much at your knitting or crochet pattern. I try and make designs that are simple and easy to take with you on the go, as well as hopefully the end result, something that you do want to pack and take with you on your next vacation. So yeah, check out my patterns. I have them listed on Ravelry. I'm Emma Elizabeth Hughes on Ravelry, or Emma Betty 8 is my username. And I have them on Etsy as well, Wander and Create store on Etsy. I'll put the links in the description below. So I don't know about you, but over the past year I found myself getting more and more into YouTube, watching various different channels. I find I've been watching that much more than the kind of normal TV and Netflix and all of that. It's been all about YouTube for me recently, so I've been watching not just the knitting, crochet, crafting community, but also lots of travel lifestyle vloggers, and so much so that I've kind of wanted to join this space myself. I feel like it's another great way to make a community in the kind of crafting world, meet new people, make some connections, and also just share with you what I'm working on as well as what I've been up to. So my intention for these videos will be a kind of combination of both, like any kind of whips and FOs, as well as what I've been up to, either kind of travel based but with a yarn focus. So if I've been to a new yarn store, or I have gone to a fibre festival, or I have just taken my knitting somewhere, a new location on a trip with us, I want to show you guys that too, so hopefully you're interested in that. If you are, please remember to subscribe and also follow me on my other socials as well to keep up with what I'm up to. Okay, so to start the vlog properly, I'm going to start with my finished objects. I don't actually have too many that I've been doing recently. I've been doing lots of design work, which has been a lot of like trial and error of things, and I feel like I haven't got too far, but I do have a couple of things to show you. Actually, before that, I'll talk about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing the Solaire sweater by Joji Locatelli. I think that's how you pronounce her name. I'm sorry if I've got that wrong. I actually finished this in December last year, but it's the most recent sweater I made. So I knit this sweater with Lion Brand's Fisherman's Wool. It's 100% wool, and it's a wool that I've used a lot of times before. I really like it. It's very affordable. I think it's about 20 Canadian dollars per skein, but more often than not it's on sale anyways. I actually just bought some more for another project, and it currently had $6 off, so it's always worth kind of looking out for deals. It's, as well as being affordable, or despite it being affordable, I find it's quite good quality. It doesn't really pill very much, or at all really, and although it's not necessarily like the softest wool, I don't really get that itchiness from it that that you might expect. So it's a wool I really recommend using, and you know, for that 20 Canadian dollars you do get 465 yards of it per skein, which is like 425 meters. So I do think it's really good value for money if you're wanting to make a worsted weight sweater. So yeah, I made this, the actual original design is a kind of about hip length, but I quite like a cropped sweater. I do find I wear a lot of high-waisted things, so it kind of works for me to have something cropped. But I will say that I only bought 2 skeins of this, and I thought that would be enough because I wanted to make a cropped sweater, but in actual fact it's probably slightly more cropped than I would want it to be. I'll show you. So it's kind of only just at my waist, which is fine, like I'm wearing a high-waisted skirt, but I think ideally, had I felt I had enough yarn, I would have taken it just maybe an inch lower. But there we go, I took the risk. I also would say the sleeves I had to cut slightly short because I kind of did the maths and realised I wouldn't have quite enough for, I do like it to kind of hit my wrist. But as you can see, it's kind of just, I guess, bracelet length that people call that, which a lot of people like, but I do like to be able to pull my sweaters and kind of be cozy, and it's just not quite there with these. So that's a shame. I mean, it's great if you're doing dishes or something, they're not going to get wet, but yeah, I would probably prefer them to be a bit longer. I find myself kind of tugging a lot, which isn't great. So I think, although I am wearing this a lot, actually, some of you keen-eyed, I don't know how well you can see on the camera, but I have made a couple of mistakes in the cable design, unfortunately, here and here, so right on the front, not on the back where I wouldn't see it. But by the time I realised I had done this, I was kind of past that point and decided that I wasn't bothered enough to go and frog it and start again. I thought I can probably live with it, which is true most of the time. It's only when someone compliments me, like I feel this need to point out my errors, which I really shouldn't feel the need to do. And I think that, you know, for most people who are maybe not knitters would never notice it. I just kind of I'm aware that they're there, and I feel like less of a knitter because I did it, but really it's fine, it's small, and I think I'll make it again in the future and hopefully not make those mistakes. It happens. And then actually one other finished object that I didn't technically do in the last couple of weeks, but as this is my first episode, we won't worry about that. It's the current design I have that is actually in testing currently. It's the Nelson top. It's a crochet top, and it's a series of, I don't know how well this is going to look on the camera. It's a series of heart repeats. I'll stick a video here so you can see it better, but it's yeah, a heart, like it's made up of 4 panels, 2 at the front, 2 at the back, and once they're done they are joined together, and then there's a kind of rib at the bottom to bring it all together. The intention is for it to again be a cropped length, but the pattern is adjustable. You can make it as long or as short as you want. So that pattern's currently in testing. I have some people working on it right now, which is awesome, and I can't wait to see what they make. And I'm hoping to release it towards the end of May. I think the 22nd of May is the kind of penciled in date that I have at the moment, and if hopefully all goes to plan, it will be coming out then, so look out for it. You can subscribe here or subscribe on my Instagram to kind of keep up with that. It's made with a bamboo and cotton yarn that I got from Hobbycraft, which is a store in the UK. I bought it while I was back in the UK for Christmas. It's going to be a great kind of summer yarn. It's very cool, it's very airy. There's not too much stretch in it, which is kind of nice, and it's a kind of boxy loose wear, so it's going to be great for kind of putting over your bikini or putting over the top of a strappy dress. Great for kind of your summer looks, and maybe spring too if there's a warmer day. So yeah, I'm excited for that. The only other finished object I have is just some very basic ankle socks. Let's see, so they're just a basic vanilla ankle sock. I absolutely love making socks. It's my favourite thing to do. I've made so many at this point, and they're just easy socks to, you know, take with you everywhere. They're so small, pick up and put down, easy. And for Christmas just gone, I knit a pair of socks for all the members of James's family for Christmas. A lot of socks, but it also has left me with a lot of leftover sock yarn, so I'm kind of wanting to use up those scraps where I can. And I'm quite a big believer in trying to get through your stash and using up those little bits of leftover yarn, so in the future you may get some ideas from me of how to use your scraps and do some stash busting activities. So these socks are just made up of like leftover yarn that I had, just a couple of pink shades. Not very helpful, I can't remember the yarn used, but it was just what I had in my stash. It could have been more blocks than this, but I had enough of this darker pink colour to do the majority of the sock, and just added the toes in a separate heel. So yeah, that's all I have for my finished objects. Okay, so now I wanted to go into the more vlog section of my video. So this is where I'll kind of talk about what I've been up to in the last week, 2 weeks, whatever the frequency is between these videos. I haven't quite decided yet. But to be honest, recently we have only been back in Vancouver after our year of travel for a couple of months. So we have been really busy just trying to get ourselves set up, finding an apartment, finding a job for myself. James was lucky enough to be able to go back to his old work that he'd left at the start of January 2023. I'm currently temping, while feeling lucky to have that, because I know it's such a tough world out there right now in the job market, so at least I have something. So really it's just been a lot of that. I haven't had a chance to get out anywhere new or visit any new visit any yarn stores since I've been back, apart from Michael's. So this weekend, it's, as I'm filming this, the long weekend for Easter, and Fibres West has been on this weekend, and I had initially really wanted to go to that, but I decided that I don't really have the money to go. It's really not much money at all. I think it was $15 entry, but you are probably going to want to shop while you're there, and there'll be so many beautiful indie dyed yarn to buy there, and I really want to support local makers, but it's just not in my budget right now, so I decided not to go, but I will definitely want to go next year. I'm sure it will be held again, so you may see me there next year. So I didn't go to that, but I did, because I have some designs coming up. I've spent the weekend kind of planning the rest of my year in terms of designs. I have a few more ideas in mind, and I was kind of doing a timeline starting from when I might want to publish them, going backwards. So I did end up doing a little bit of yarn shopping for those future designs. So I did go to Michael's, which is, you know, very affordable. It's very close to where I live, and I picked up some of this cotton yarn. It's loops and thread. I love this colour. I'm hoping the camera can catch it. It's just 100% cotton. It's a medium weight. I think that's DK or worsted. And I just love this colour. I already know what I'm doing with this. I have been swatched for it. You'll see what it's going to be some point soon. So I did that. It's about $3 or $4 for each ball, and you get, where is it? You get 109 meters, 120 yards per ball. So pretty affordable. So I did that, and then other than that, the weather has started to get much nicer here in Vancouver, so I've been trying to get out on my lunch breaks. Vancouver, we're really lucky. There's kind of always water close by. I love being by the water, so on my lunch breaks I've been trying to get down to the seawall in Vancouver, which is a kind of path pretty much all around the city that you can do. It's great. So even though it has been cold, I've been going out to do that, as you'll see here. I have this little sock set that I keep in my bag, and I take it wherever I go, and if I get a chance I'll either do it on the bus on the way to work or my lunch break, so I'm going to sit here and enjoy the view and do a few rounds. It's just such a beautiful place. Like, it can be hardcore over the winter here because it has a reputation, which is true, that it rains an awful lot of the time and you kind of forget how beautiful it is, and then as soon as the sun is out you're like, oh, love it. That's actually what I've been up to recently. Lots of planning, starting some designs by swatching and buying the yarn, and then kind of trying to get out and knit outside on my lunch breaks while I'm walking, or kind of sitting at a bench and admiring the view. Okay, and then the last section that I have for this is my whips, or my works in progress. A lot of it has been swatching, as I mentioned, so this, and I have another design that I will leave for now off camera, but because I don't know when it will be coming out, and I'm still not quite, I have the swatch but I'm not sure about it yet, so we'll hide that one for now. So I've been doing a lot of that, and then I did pull something out that I've had. I think I bought the yarn for this project in 2021, so 2 years ago. I think it was a birthday gift, and my birthday's in March, so yeah, 2 or 3 years ago now, right? 3. And I started the project not long after that, and I have been picking it up and putting it down ever since, but I probably haven't touched it for well over a year now because I did not take it travelling with me last year. It was sitting at my mum's house in the UK. I've brought it back with me now, but it's been in this bag for, I would estimate, 18 months. So I'm going to get it out of the bag now, but no idea what state it's in. It will be very creased, I know that. I'm not even sure where I got up to, so let's find out. Okay, well, extremely crumpled. So this is actually the Honey Bop cardigan by Poison Girls. She has loads of awesome knitting patterns that are retro, kind of 50s, 60s style. Absolutely great. I've previously knitted her Rizzo blouse. I'm pointing because I'm hoping to insert a picture of it here, which was great. And this Honey Bop cardigan will also be great when I finished it. It looks like I have finished the body, and I started one of the sleeves. If I remember rightly, you had options to do a puffed shoulder or a straight shoulder. This is going to be the trouble, right? I can't remember exactly where I got up to, so I'm going to have to go back over the pattern and hope that I can easily figure out where I was up to so I can finish this, because I'm actually really not that far off. The yarn I'm using is from Polka Dot Creek, who is a yarn dyer in Alberta, and it is a superwash merino sock yarn. It's fingering weight, 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. This colour is Kelly Green. It's such a beautiful colour. I'm realising that I'm always very drawn to green. I have lots of green clothes now, and I didn't really think of myself as a green lover, but I think I am. But yeah, this is super soft. Yeah, I like it a lot. So I've brought this whip out now. This is going to hold me accountable. I'm going to keep working on it because this is going to be the perfect time of year to have a fingering weight cardigan. It's starting to get a bit warmer, but I'm going to still want to have light layers to wear. So I'm going to work on it. Hopefully you'll see a finished object by the next video. Okay, and the final whip I have is a granny square stash busting project that I've been working on again for a while. I kind of started this at the beginning of the year. I announced on Instagram that I was going to try and do a couple of granny squares a week as a stash busting project. I have all of this yarn in this bag, similar weights, that I wanted something to do with, and I thought I would just keep making granny squares. So I'll do, you know, 2 rounds of one colour, and then the final outside third row is always going to be this cream yarn. This is also the Lines brand Fisherman's Wool, left over from a sweater that I made for a friend, and I had enough of it that I thought I could just keep making these granny squares. So I'm personally not being too fussy about what they look like. So, you know, I'm going to have these random ones. I was more bothered just by trying to use up the yarn than I am for it to look perfect. So my aim of it was to try and make 2 granny squares a week, something that I can just do while I'm watching TV one evening, like make a couple, and then by the end of this year I'd have loads of granny squares to do something with. I still haven't decided what project exactly I'm going to do. I don't know whether I'll just go with a granny square blanket, which who doesn't love a granny square blanket, or do I try and be more ambitious and make a long cardigan that I could wear in the winter, or something even more out there, like a, well actually, like, I don't know what, I could make a series of things. I could make a bag, I could make a top, I could make trousers or pants, as you'd say here. I don't know, if you have ideas, put them in the comments below. If you want to join me in this kind of year 2024 stash busting granny square project, tell me in the comments. Let's be friends, let's do it together. Yeah, so I'll keep you updated with that one because it's going to keep on going, I think. And if I have an idea that comes to mind that I'm going to start aiming for, I'll let you know, and I'll keep checking in with you on my progress. But I've got quite a few now, so I should probably start blocking them so I don't have to do it all at the end, because that would be a nightmare. So yeah, thank you for watching my first episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe and please like this video. In the comments, say hello, tell me where you're from, what you're working on. Let's get to know each other, and I'll see you again very soon. Thank you.